Hello everyone. I hope you are doing good. Today we will start our first session on Java course. First, we will see Java introduction. But before going into the Java, first we will see what is the programming language, how a software and hardware works together, and how our languages evolved. So evolution of different languages. And next we will see what is Java. Then we will see why Java is a high-level object-oriented and platform-independent programming language. And then we will see why Java and how Java is different from other programming languages. So our first topic in this course is what is programming language and how software and hardware works together. So a programming language is a process of writing some instructions or code for a machine to perform a task. For example, if see if you have a machine, so you want to tell your machine what to do. So here you have a machine. So you want to tell this machine to do some task. But if you see in the below diagram, you have a calculator and calculator inside calculator, you have a CPU as a machine. So you want to tell your machine what to do. But machines don't understand a human language. Machines has their own language in the binary. So, but humans don't understand these binary languages. So you need to write a code in a such a format which is understandable by humans and which can be converted into the machine language. Here you see I have a calculator and I want to add 5 plus 3. So this 5 plus 3, you are writing it in a on the screen. So internally there will be a programming language. It might be any programming language, and it tells your CPU in this manner in a binary code. For example, if you see here, this is normally known as 5 and this is 3. So 5 plus 3, it becomes your 8 here. And the machine will give you a human understandable 8 as a reply. And on your calculator, you will see an answer as 8. If you see on this about topic, how software works. So for example, when we run a software like a calculator, so there is a CPU as a machine and which calculates all your numericals. And there is a RAM. What is RAM? RAM is a temporary data storage. For example, if you add 5 plus 3, then the answer become 8. So in your temporary RAM, 8 will be stored. Okay. So next time when you add again plus 2, for example, here you have 5 plus 2, again you add plus 2, then a 2 will be added to 8. So already 8 is in my temporary data storage. So again, plus 2 will be added here and 10 will be stored in your RAM for the temporary purpose. It is not permanent. But where you will store your permanent data, is in your hard drive. So hard drive always stores your permanent or long-term data. For example, in your laptop, you save your movies or songs files or any files which you have created. So even though you switch it off your mobile or you shut down your laptop and again you switch on your laptop, your all files will be there because these all files are long-term data. They will not be vanished. But if you see your RAM, in RAM, if you switched off your mobile or if you shut down your laptop, then your data in the RAM will be lost because it is only temporarily stored for a particular purpose. And next, if you see operating system, what is operating system? Operating system is the system which manage all these tasks like CPU, RAM, and hardware. These all works together, and operating system manage all these tasks. So what all the operating systems available in our market? For example, Windows. We have Windows, and we have Mac. We have Linux. All these are the operating systems available in our market. So in this topic, you understood like whatever the programming languages you are using, like Java, C, Python, C++. These all are the human understandable languages, and these are the instruction to tell your machine to do some particular task. Let's go to our next topic. What is low level and high level language? So here in the screen, you see a machine which use machine languages. As I already told you, machines don't understand our human languages like ABCD. They don't understand what is ABCD. So you need to give them, or if you use 1, 2, 3, 4, they don't understand what is 1, 2, 3, 4. They only understand in a binary languages. Then there was a time when human used to write machine languages for the your machines. But later, it became difficult for the humans to understand this language and write things language. Then, after some times, there came assembly language. So here, machine language is also a low-level language. This is known as low-level language because humans cannot write and read this language. So then machine language came. So here, if you see, a move AX5 means you are assigning a 5 to AX and 3 to BX, then adding AX and BX. This is a bit, a humans can little bit understand this language and read, but machine don't understand it. So how do we convert a human understandable language to a machine understandable language? There will be a assembler which convert this language into machine language. But if you compare a machine language to the assembly language is better, which can be understandable, but still it is difficult. So then came our programming languages. Programming language, here you see a Java language. So you see Java, and there may be a C language, or there may be a C++, or there will be Python. So all these languages are human understandable. That is why they are known as high level language. Because here you can directly understand 5, which is assigned to a, and the data type of 5 is integer, and this is also integer, and here you are sum a plus b, and you are printing it. What is the sum? It is equal to 8. So this language can be easily understand, and it can be written and read by humans. Then how do you convert this human language into a machine language? There comes a JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. This JVM virtual machine converts a high level Java language into a low level machine language. So now you understood what is a low level language and high level language. High level language means humans can read, and low level language means machines can understand, but human cannot understand. So let's go to our next topic. What is Java? So as we already saw, a Java is a high level language because we can understand it, and object oriented. We will see in our next slide what is object oriented and what is platform independent programming language. So here I have given a simple example. For example, in your market, you have a Spotify music app. You people may know it. So what is Spotify? It is an application written in a Java programming language. So, but when you play a song in your application, right, how your laptop understand. For example, when you click on a button to play a song, then immediately a music system or whatever you call it in sound box in your laptop should start playing. So how do you do it? So here you have written a Java code in your Spotify application, and there will be a JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So whenever you say play a song, then JVM machine converts that instruction into a machine language. Then your machine will start playing the music. This is very simple, right? So next, go to the next slide. So as we already discussed, what is high level language, what high level means. It can be human language understandable. If you there in future, when we upload our Java complete course, there you will see words like class, if, public. These all are the statements will be used in our Java programming language. And even Java provides multiple libraries to do some task like networking, database access. So we will see these in our upcoming lectures. So in below, you can see how a high level Java code looks like and how a low level assembly code looks like, and even machine language is bit more low level language. Next, we'll see what does object oriented means. So in previous, you see Java is object oriented. So what does this object mean? What is the object and what are the classes? For example, here you see a class. What is class? I have taken an example of a car. So think a car is a class. Okay. What a car has its features like a brand, a model, what model the car is, and what is the speed of that car, and what brand is that car. So these all are the features of a car. Okay. So and a car is we are consider it as a class. So these are all the features. So I want to produce some cars in our market. Those cars must have these features. So if you see, I have a Tesla car. Tesla is an object of our car. Here is a car which is giving what it is giving. It is a blueprint. A class is nothing but a blueprint of a object. So here, if you see a Tesla car, it has all the features which I had mentioned in my class. Had mentioned in my class. In the same, if you have a Mahindra car and Mahindra, a brand, a Mahindra model, you see XUV 250 kilometer speed. If you see Tesla, it is a brand name and it has the Model 3 and 200 kilometer per hour. And again, if you see a Tata car, a brand name is Tata, model is Nexon 230 speed. So these are all the Tesla, Mahindra, Tata, these all are the object of a class car. And these objects has all features which is written in our car. So it is kind of a class is a blueprint which is giving the objects and objects what objects should have the features. So and objects are also known as real-time entities because you can see Tesla car in market, you can see Mahindra, you can see what Tata in market, but you cannot see a car. What is this? This is not a real entity. This is not a real entity. It is just giving a blueprint. You cannot see this in market, but you can see objects. These are Tata, Mahindra, Tesla. You can see these. So that's why objects are known as real-time entities and classes are known as a blueprint of objects. It is bit difficult to imagine them, but in simple way, I am telling you here, class is a blueprint and objects are real-time entities and objects have all the features which is specified in car as a class. In our upcoming videos, we will create objects in our coding. Then there you will understand what are the objects and what is the purpose of objects. Let's go to our next slide. What does platform independent means? So as we already said, Java is a high level, high level, and Java is a object-oriented program, and Java is a platform independent. But what means platform independent? So what does platform independent means? If you see in the below here, we have a Java code. Okay, this is in a Java code, and this is a class car, and the dot Java means when you write a Java code in an file, then that file will be saved as dot Java. Okay, so I want to run this Java code, but think I have written a Java application. I wrote it on a Windows machine. Okay, so I want to run it on a Apple laptop, or I want to run it on a Linux operating system. So how do I run it? I cannot write every time Java code for each OS. Like I cannot write same application for Windows and again I want to write it for Mac and again I want to write it for Linux. I cannot write it multiple times. So once you write a Java application, then that application should run on any operating system. You don't need to write it again and again. Once write it and run it on any operating system. So here you see we have a car.java as a file, which we saw here. Okay, so I am running the same file on different operating system. I am running it on Windows and I am running it on Mac OS and I am running it on Linux. Operating systems may be different, but my file is same. Okay, so as in beginning, as we saw, our machines on each operating systems are different, right? But my programming language is same. So how do I convert my programming language into a machine language of particular operating systems? So here comes our JVM machines. These JVM machines are not independent. Remember, these JVM machines are not platform independent, but our Java application is a platform independent. So if you want to download a JVM for Windows, that is different. If you want to download a JVM for Mac, that is different. And if you want to download a JVM for Linux, that is different. So these JVM machines are different on each operating system, but on these JVM machines, you can run a same Java file. So once you download JVM machines for particular operating system, then you can run any Java application on those operating system. So I think you understood this. This is very simple. You have a Java file. You want to run it on multiple operating system. So before running it on multiple operating system, you need to download a JVM machine of those operating system. Once those JVM machines are installed in those operating system, then you can run a same Java file on any operating system. So that is simple, right? Yeah. Let's go to our next topic. Why Java? So here we may get confused like either I should choose my career in Java programming language or I should choose it in Python or on C. So why Java and how this Java programming is different from other programming languages. So if you see here, Java, why Java? Java provides a robust security, scalability, and reliability. Why? Because Java is a platform independent, right? That's why it is reliable. Once you write a Java code, you can run that on any operating system. And Java provides a high security, like authentication. In future, you will come to understand what all the features provided by Java for the securities. Okay, so because of its security and reliability, the Java applications are highly used in banking sectors, finances, and e-commerce platforms. Like if you see our HDFC banks, JP Morgan, and Amazon, Flipkart e-commerces, they are highly using Java programming languages because of its security and its performance. Okay, and Java are normally used in backend services. You can see here Netflix, Uber, LinkedIn, they are normally using Java as their backend services due to its high performance and compatibility with multiple operating systems. And how Java stands out of other programming languages. So here you see Java provides a Spring security. Okay, Spring is the framework, and in upcoming videos we will upload how Spring security works, and Hibernate is this is also a framework how Hibernate is work, and these two are basically used for securing. Spring security is used for security purpose, and Hibernate is mainly used to connect with the database management. And one of the important thing in Java is a garbage collection. So whenever, as I showed you, Tesla, Tata, Mahindra objects. So when you create objects and you are no more using those objects, right? Then you need to immediately delete those objects. Otherwise, what happens? Those objects will consume your memory. If you don't delete unnecessary objects or which are not used, those objects will keep consuming your memories and you will be out of memory. So this is one of the main feature. Java automatically deletes all those objects which are no more used or which are unnecessary. That is called as garbage collection, right? And we have already seen object oriented programming. What is class? What is object? Class is nothing but a blueprint for to create the objects. And we have seen what is platform independence. Once you write a Java code, you can run it on any operating systems like Windows, Mac, and Linux. But if you see here, C and C++, C and C++ are not platform independent, right? And even if you see garbage collection, C and C++ don't support the garbage collection also. You need to manually delete the objects, right? This is one of the main features of the our Java application. And here I am finishing this introduction course. So in this introduction course, you understood what is software and how software and hardware works and how programming languages, why we write programming languages, because our machines don't understand a human language. So we write a programming language and that programming language will be converted into machine language using JVM virtual machines, right? Then we saw why Java and what is Java. Java is a high level programming language, object oriented and platform independent. And we already saw what is object oriented program. There we create a class as a blueprint and we create the objects. Objects are the real time entities of a class. Then we saw what is platform independence. Platform independence is nothing but once you write a Java code, you can run it on any operating systems. And we saw why Java and how it is different from other programming languages. You can see here Java provides more security and it is a platform independent. You can run it on any operating system and it provides a object oriented principle, means it provides some modules of a classes. And here garbage collection, you don't need to manually delete your objects. Your all objects will be automatically deleted. And these Java applications are basically used in banking and finance and e-commerce application. And there will be a doubt like which is the best programming language in the market. So believe me, there is nothing like a best programming, because each programming languages either you take a Java or you take Python or you take C, C++, and each these programming languages are these programming languages serve their specific purpose. For example, Java is normally used in backend application, basically for web development and Android development application. But Python is basically made to work with the data. for example, data engineering, data science, where your main task is to work with the data side. So, and if you are using C, so C and C++, these languages are basically used in embedded system where, for example, you see your refrigerators or you see your what washing machines. These all are kind of embedded system where your hardware works based on your software instructions. So all these languages provides particular features and libraries which are used for particular purposes. For example, there are so many libraries provided in Java. They are very helpful to create a web services and Android applications.